Percentage to fraction when the percentage has a decimal. So in a previous video I did a percentage to a fraction, but those percentages did not have decimal points like this one. So it's still the same two steps. First we're going to put the percentage over 100, but then we're going to do this kind of sub-step to make sure that we get rid of the decimal and then reduce. So let's take a look at the first one. So I put the percentage, decimal and all, over 100. Remember, that's what percent means, 75.2 for every 100. But to handle this decimal part, we count the number of decimal digits. There's one decimal digit, and so then we multiply by a power of 10 to match that. So this would be 10 to the first power, or just 10. Because then what that will do is get rid of the decimal. And now we just have a fraction with no decimal. We move on to step 2, which is reduce if possible. So I can reduce this by dividing the top and bottom. Dividing the top and bottom by 8, we get 94 over 125. Always check to make sure if you could reduce again, but nothing could go into both of these numbers, and so that is our percentage as a fraction. Let's look at the next one. Step 1, write it all over 100. Count the number of decimal digits, there are 2. So I have to multiply by 10 to the second power, or 100. And what that will do is we'll get rid of the decimal. 2, 3, 4. So then we move on to step 2, which is reduce if possible. So we can reduce, again, dividing by 8, just happens to be that for both of these. We get 504 divided by 8 is 63. 10,000 divided by 8 is 1,250, and that's all we could do with that. If you can't think of 8 right away, don't worry about that. You could always divide the top by 2, and then by 2 again, or by 4. You just keep going until you have it completely reduced. Alright, the last one, 0.24 all over 100, how we start. Again, this is 2 decimals, so we have to multiply the top and bottom by 1 with 2 zeros, right? So by 100, or 10 to the second for the 2 digits, and we get 24 over 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can divide the top and bottom, and this just happens to be an 8 again, and that's all just by chance that these were all 8s. 24 divided by 8 is 3, and we did 10,000 divided by 8 over here, which was 1,250. Always check, can you think on both of these? And no, so that is it for this one as well. And that's how you do it.